Good evening, gang. Yep, it's Friday evening, and you know that the only time I'm going to make a video in the evening is if something important's come up, and something has. So, the ground war in Israel has started. Uh, our news domestically is still, as usual, behind the power curve. Stories saying that they can't confirm it started or whatever, but if you start reading the news out of the European press or out of the Middle Eastern press, you will see that Israel has now launched the ground war against Hamas. Okay. Uh, just to give you an idea of what's going on, you now have tanks that are rolling into Gaza. There's apparently about 300 tanks that have rolled in. Netanyahu has come out and said we're beefing up our pressure on Hamas. We're increasing the pressure they're under. Our military operations are underway. Okay, that's more than it's getting ready to go. Now, we all know that Biden has been trying to dissuade the Israelis from going into Gaza, trying to negotiate for hostages. And no question, there have been hostages released. I'm not saying that hasn't happened. Okay. But it's not like anybody expected Israel to go, oh, okay, fine, you killed 1,400 civilians, women, children, whatever. And, I think it was somewhere around 300 soldiers, but 1,400 civilians. And then they expect the rest of the world to cry because, oh, gee, the Palestinian citizens. No. Okay, sorry. Hate to tell you this, Hamas, you started it. Okay. And I've said my belief in my life, and most of you are probably all the same way, never start a fight, always finish one. It's time for Israel to finish this. Okay. If you take a look at what's going on, you now have hundreds of thousands of Israeli troops on the southern border. Ground troops are going in. Okay. Like I said, you have about 300 tanks that have rolled into Gaza. And so now we have full-blown ground war going on. I guess the time for peace talks is over. If you guys saw early this morning, there were talks of a ceasefire, and the stock market had, or at least the gold market, if you will, had pulled back because of a potential ceasefire. Yeah, that kind of turned around real quick. And if we take a look here real quick, I just want to see, because gold market's just about to close. Yeah, gold's up $20 an ounce. Gold was down $10 an ounce at the open this morning. Okay. And as I'm recording this at about 4:45, gold's up $20. Why? Because people are flight to safety. Add insult to injury, Israel has a two-front war. Okay, Hezbollah has been launching rockets into northern Israel. Israel's been launching rockets back into Syria. Now, if you've seen what's going on here in the last couple of days, the U.S. has flown a couple of sorties over Syria as well as over Iraq. We've had somewhere around 20 attacks on American military installations in the Middle East. Most of those are done by Iraq. This is going to be interesting as to how far this goes. Israel came out yesterday and said, don't expect this to last for weeks. Expect this to last for months. That was Israel. That was what they said. Their intention is to go into the Palestinian territory, the Gaza Strip, and completely obliterate and remove from the face of the earth Hamas. Good. Okay. Yeah, this one I'm going to take sides. And if you don't like the side I'm taking, I don't care. Okay. I'm allowed my opinion just like everybody else is. I just don't go burn down cars, kill people because of it. For all those who say, well, gee, the poor Palestinian people. No, sorry, not buying that argument. The Palestinians elected Hamas. They wanted Hamas to be their political leadership. Okay? Don't care. Tough. You know, there's plenty of people who have said, hell no, I don't believe in this way of life, and have completely disassociated themselves with Hamas. I mean, all over the news all week, you've seen one of the sons of one of the Hamas founders who's been interviewed by practically every news organization about him denouncing what Hamas stands for, okay? From one of the kids who was raised in this organization, he's calling it a terrorist organization, okay? And he grew up in this. I'm sorry, I don't care. You know, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, AOC, Adam Schiff, any of Joe Biden can all cry all they want about the poor, poor Palestinian people. You wanted it. You got it. Hey, I'll tell you what. Gaza, elections have consequences there too. You wanted this? You got it. You wanted a terrorist organization to go in and bomb Israel? Guess what? They're going to come back at you. You know, no matter how you slice this, there is zero factual way to blame Israel on this. If you disagree with me, click the little X. Don't care. Okay. I'm entitled to my opinion, period. You look at everything that could potentially happen here with Syria, with Lebanon, with Israel, with the Palestinians, with Iran, with what's going on in Iraq. This could really blow up. Hopefully, wholeheartedly, I hope this is regional, and I hope this is over quickly. I hope Hamas is completely obliterated and we never hear from them again. Okay, that every single Hamas member gets to go meet their 72 virgins in hell. And we can go back to a little bit of normalcy in the world like we had 3 years ago, okay, when there were no wars, okay? When Russia wasn't in Ukraine, when China wasn't threatening Taiwan, when the Middle East wasn't a tinderbox again. Do I have any faith in the leadership of the United States to put an end to this? No, that shouldn't surprise anybody, okay? We have a sack of wet potatoes running the country that nobody in the world respects. The only reason that Putin went into Ukraine is because he knew that the chump who's running the United States has no balls, okay? Why did Hamas do this? Because they knew the United States has a bunch of yellow card wannabe snowflakes running our military. Do I have faith in the troops? 100%. Do I have faith in the field commanders? 100%. Do I have faith in the people in the Pentagon? 0%. Okay? They're a bunch of paper pushers who have no idea how to do anything other than blow money and put people at risk. Okay? You know, it's funny, all day today you saw Biden, oh, the GDP was at 4.7%. Yeah, we produced that, mostly in planes, tanks, ammunition, artillery, and we gave it all away. Joe wanted to be a wartime president. Joe's going to be a wartime president. And Joe's going to show every president who's lost a war before how to lose a lot of them all at the same time. We need to wake up, get ready, because what's potentially going to happen, potentially, I want that word to be key, is there's going to be pissed off people that are going to retaliate. Let's use that word. I mean, give you this, Knoxville, Tennessee, my backyard. Okay. Yesterday, we had a federal court convict a white guy. I think his name is Brian something or simple. I mean, the most Anglo-Saxon name you can come up with, who had, he was now Abu Dhabi or something like that, because he was supporting ISIS. Watch your back. Be careful everywhere you go. Now that this war has gone hot, there's more chance of it being brought to our turf, okay, by sleeper cells, which you all know exist here because of Joe's beautiful open border policies. You know what Sweden, what Norway, what Germany, what Britain are talking about, that they've been overrun. There ain't a whole lot of people in those countries that overran the long-term generational families. They ain't coming to assimilate. They're coming to take over. I don't know about you. It'll be a cold day in hell before they take over this country. As many of you have said, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. I ain't bowing to anybody. Pinball out.